Hello and welcome to Fraggle Talk Classic, the unofficial Fraggle Rock podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. My name is Beth and I am rewatching for the millionth time.
My name is Julia and I'm rewatching for the first time in 10 years.
My name is Adam, and instead of trying to come up with a new interesting joke about how I'm watching for the first time, I'm just going to say this is the second episode we're recording today, and I got nothing. It's my first time watching. You can laugh at the nothing or not. That's your choice, listeners. That's your choice.
And today we are talking about episode 13 of season 1, We Love You, Wembley.
Which, oh my god, this, I was not expecting to get slapped in the face by the Fraggles.
Right?
But this one, oof.
So, let's take a second to appreciate this amazing human being, Jocelyn Stevenson, who not only wrote this episode, but wrote, I think, like 20 episodes of Fraggle Rock.
Wow.
But she was absolutely instrumental in making this show happen in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
She was also the writer of The Tale of the Bunny Picnic. Longtime listeners will know that that is one of my favorites.
I was gonna say, I feel like if Adventure Time is on my bingo board,
Yep.
you bringing up Tale of the Bunny Picnic is on yours, or it's just like it's a one communal bingo board and it's Adam does Adventure Time, Beth does Bunny Picnic.
I'm gonna add that to our bingo card. What I've got on it so far.
Hold on. You have a running bingo card?
Did you start one?
Well, yeah. So until when we get enough things to fill it, then we'll start making bingo cards. Absolutely. So,
all right.
Adam references Adventure Time.
Mm-hmm.
Julia's dog care corner.
Mm-hmm.
Doc is not neurotypical. The tome. They yeet a puppet. Junior needs a union. Dang, that's some cool puppetry. Beth says, boom, there it is. Adam says, yo. Beth's etymology corner. Adam's pun time. No seams in the world building. And now I've just added Beth references Bunny Picnic.
Wild.
Wow. I feel like seen in a way that is both beautiful and profoundly uncomfortable.
I mean, I get it.
Thank you. Thank you for this gift.
Listening to all the episodes, we definitely do touch on things many times. I have clocked, and so I guess this just makes sense that we gotta gamify our podcast.
Yep. So yes, Jocelyn Stevenson was working with the Henson Company long before this show. She was writing a lot of the Muppet-based children's books. And then she got brought on for this project and just absolutely is one of the reasons why it is as complex and layered and beautiful as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode was directed by Jim Henson.
Oh, hey.
So there you go.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Did Jim direct a lot of the episodes of Fraggle Rock?
Just this one.
Is that?
I don't actually know if that's true. I just wanted to take a
I
stand.
was gonna be like, is that true?
I was like, how do you... I was about to click on his name to find out, and then I was like, there is no way if I click on the Muppet Wiki article for Jim Henson that I would find that obscure piece of information, how many Fraggle Rock episodes he directed.
I was just curious if you knew off the top of your head, Beth.
Not
but
off
if
the
you
top
don't,
of my head. I'm sure it's
totally
in the
fine.
tome somewhere.
I'm sure he probably did
tome.
a handful, but that would make sense that maybe he took more of a backseat for the creative process.
Yeah.
And also he had so many, other things that he was working on at the same time.
Yep.
Lots of hands in the... I don't remember what
He had his fingers in a lot of pies.
That's how you say
is
it.
the thing you're trying. Lots of hands and lots of pies.
I was going to say hands and pies, and I was like, that does not sound right.
Sweeney,
I was gonna say,
oh, no.
Sweeney.
Oh, no.
Lots of hands in the cookie jars, and I was like, no, that's a... Hand in the cookie jar is a stealing thing, not a...
Or an Addams Family thing.
Oh, there you go.
We have not said one word about the actual content of this episode
we have
yet.
not.
So Doc walks in with a chandelier and he says, Sprocket, this is amazing. It's not what you think it is. You think it's a chandelier. It is a chandelier, but by the time I'm done with it, it'll also be a smoke detector and burglar alarm. And Doc, that's not how any of this works.
It is if you're Doc. at this point, we know this about Doc.
Yeah.
And Sprocket just wants to sleep. He is such a mood. He's like, that's cool, man. Just let me just be here. And Doc doesn't let him sleep.
No, he just emotionally manipulates his dog into helping.
Hashtag dog be nice to your dog.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, yeah, emotional manipulation doesn't work on real dogs. They're going to keep on sleeping, but not Sprocket.
Yeah, Sprocket has been endowed with some form of sentience by perhaps a cruel and playful extraterrestrial being who wishes to see what this relationship will become.
Yup.
Anyways, sorry, enough about my fanfiction. We dive right into the Fraggles, and my God, I think this is the fastest we've ever had a clear thematic established.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's immediate. Wembley is juggling so many things that he's doing for other people. And I want to just point, I really appreciated that it was an even mix of like people asking him for things and also people just saying things and him immediately offering.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Before we dive too quick, I just want to also note, like, when he first comes into that scene, there's a great puppetry trick where does he run into a clothesline? Is that it? And he does like a complete like somersault in the air and falls down. And it's just,
I missed that completely.
Oh, me too.
That's awesome.
yeah, it's, he gets clotheslined, as he's coming in with, Mokey's rock.
Yeah.
It's so quick. It happens like within the first, I want to say 10, 15 seconds of the Fraggle scene, but it's just a really, really neat moment that like was not necessary at all. And they just threw it in. It's great.
Yeah. There's another little great puppetry moment of, Dave Goelz and Steve Whitmire as Boober and Wembley just striking these matching poses.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And I just love when they get to work together like that.
Yeah. But yeah, we have everybody is, like you said, either asking things of Wembley or saying things and he's speaking up. Gobo wants to get his postcard. Boober wants to use Wembley as a clothesline. Mokey needs help finding the perfect rock for her painting. And then what is it with Red's? Is it her racket? Is that right?
She wants him to watch her balance a racket.
That's right, yeah.
And like all of these things are things that they absolutely could do on their own and do not need Wembley's help for.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely like an unconscious taking advantage of a friend, to just, I don't know, like have a little bit less on your own plate, which I feel like probably most people are both like, they've been on both sides of doing that before. And,
Totally.
you know, sometimes it is very a conscious thing that someone does. But in this, it seems like the Fraggles just aren't thinking about it. They're just, you know, either taking the help or foisting the help upon Wembley and, you know, not.
I mean, it's that people pleaser dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah.
you don't ever really think you could be loved, so you settle for being useful and you decide to make yourself as useful as you possibly can be. And other people are like, some people are like, oh, cool, I can use this. And other people are like, well, I mean, if you're offering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that just, you tie your worth into that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love therapy so much.
Amen. So, like, when we're all so, you know, connected via the internet these days, it can be really difficult to see if someone is in a position like this of Wembley. So you don't know when you reach out to ask for their help with something, you don't know if they're overwhelmed juggling 8 different things at once. We have to assume so because we're all adults now.
Mm-hmm. We're adults in 2023. 8. If I only had to juggle 8 things, I'd be so happy.
Yeah, exactly. But these Fraggles should clearly be able to see what is going on with Wembley. They're just not paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all stuck in their own little worlds and focused on themselves. And, you know, they're all in the same room asking these things or, you know, just having these conversations with Wembley and not taking into account, like, oh, I'm asking for help with the rock, but I also see that Gobo, like, wants to, you know, to go get the postcard with him. It's just, everyone's so, like, isolated in their own train of thought.
Yep.
Also, Booper making him a clothesline is absolutely wild.
That's ridiculous,
Oh, yeah,
yeah. That one made me legitimately angry.
Does somebody knock down Boober's clothesline?
I
can't.
think that's the
Yeah,
reason
there's
why.
like some slapstick and it gets knocked over.
Yeah.
And Wembley does look very cute with a sock draped over his nose. Like, I appreciate the visual gag.
It's adorable, but, you know, if I went up to my best friend and I was like, hey, I need you to stand still for the next several hours so I can hang socks on you, maybe that's not the sign of a good friendship.
It's super not. And so Wembley gets a song.
Yeah.
And it's great. And a couple of things happen that I really want. There's three little details that I want to point out. One, the backup singers are fierce. Oh my God. They made me so happy and they're beautiful. Do they come back?
I mean, not that I'm aware of, but we can definitely keep an eye out for them.
I would like that. They made me happy. Two, they interrupt his song.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Not the background singers, the other Fraggle Five.
Yeah, the other... Oh, thank you. That is a good clarification. The other Fraggles interrupt his song. Like, if you want to talk about having your life disrupted by the aggressive needs of people around you, talk about organic symbolism.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, the saxophone is diegetic. That made me so happy.
The Fraggle in the background playing the sax made me so happy. I saw a thing about it on Muppet Wiki about, like, whoever's puppeteering it, like, they were trying to figure out the character in this, and that I don't remember exactly. It was something along those lines of, this is like kind of the introduction of a newer character, but obviously they're in the background and they're not a principal character.
So this is Morris Fraggle, who is played by Terry Angus.
Terry.
Yep, exactly. And in future episodes, Morris would get a pair of glasses to help Terry distinguish him on camera amid all of the other background Fraggles.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one he's just wailing on saxophone.
It's great.
Which, good for him. Living his best life. Go for it.
I feel like we've seen a number of songs now where, like, one of the main Fraggles is singing, and then there's just someone else accompanying them on an instrument, kind of just, like, out of nowhere. And, I don't know, that's just a delightful element of this world. If you sing a song, maybe just, like, someone's gonna join up with you and help you with your, I don't know, in a musical accompaniment. It's great.
Which makes sense why you don't see a lot of Fraggles playing the tuba, because it is not very portable.
It is not.
You want something you can carry around with you in case of emergency emotional processing.
Yes.
Piano players everywhere weep.
Gotta get a guitar.
There's no pedal for a guitar.
Fair. I don't know anything about the guitar.
There's not much to know.
It's just like
they're more for show than actual function.
It's not just a keyboard as a guitar?
Well, yeah, but you need a pedal. How else are you supposed to sustain your notes?
That's fair.
Look, a guitar will auto-sustain. You touch the string, and the string goes, whoa. But a piano, you press the note, and it goes, boom, unless you hold it.
I took piano lessons for like a year when I was 12 and never knew what the pedals were for, so thank you.
Well, the one on the right makes it sustain. The one on the left makes it quieter, and we don't talk about the middle pedal.
What middle pedal?
We don't talk about the middle pedal.
The more you know, Star has just flown over my head, so now I know. About the guitar and pedals.
Anyway, so Wembley literally falls and is trapped by a boulder.
It's the rock that he's, like, been carrying for Mokey, right?
Yeah, just after she
rock.
Suddenly decides, oh, I think cheese would be a lot nicer for my painting. So there was no need for him to get this boulder anyway, and he is crushed under the weight of it.
Which, like, sorry, real quick, talk about organic symbolism. Talk about literally being crushed and paralyzed by the weight of other people's needs.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, Julia, you had a thing.
Oh, I was just going to move on to the next bit, which is we are introduced to Lou Fraggle, who we've never met before. Is this going to be a reoccurring character, Beth, or is this just a one-off?
Please say yes.
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 But she does kind of recede into the background in later episodes.
Boo.
She will have occasional speaking roles in some episodes coming up, but we don't get as much of her as we do in this one.
I need 3 Lou episodes, at least.
You will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more.
Nice.
It's my birthday.
1 per season, maybe. Maybe not. Who knows? Muppet Wiki knows. Speaking of Muppet Wiki did point out, which is an interesting thought, is Wembley doesn't know Lou, which I guess I kind of assumed that everyone in Fraggle Rock knew each other, which begs the question of how many Fraggles live at Fraggle Rock. If you know, they've lived there for a while, then they're just meeting each other for the first time.
There's got to be at least like 100 or so, maybe even a couple hundred.
Yeah.
They pack him in there.
It made me think that there might be like thousands. I have no idea.
Well, that's just it, is that it's very unclear when other Fraggles are like living in this main area where they come to the Great Hall and they swim in the Fraggle Pond and whatnot, and when other Fraggles are living in like separate societies. Like we'll see, one or two examples of those. And when Fraggles are just kind of like coming and going and roaming around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I kind of figured that this was almost like a, like when you go to school with somebody and like you see them around, but you don't really know them. Like you might know their name or you might not, but...
Yeah, you've had class together, but you've sat on opposite ends of the classroom every time. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Also, I just want to point out, she picks up the rock and hucks it.
She has superhuman strength, because this rock is crushing him and he can't get out, and she chucks it like it's nothing.
Also, it had sound design. I heard the sound go from one side of my headphones to the other, and I was like, oh, wow, good detail. Then she asks him what he needs. So she's going to take care of him. And boy, howdy, I still remember that as a recovering people pleaser. Like, it's like adding 2 and 2 and getting 5. It's like an absolute mind-bending moment.
Wembley is genuinely shocked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he does not know how to compute that someone is, like, not only being kind to him, but, like, offering to help him without him asking for help.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, that this is seemingly a whole new experience for him, that no one's bothered to ask him what he needs. And yeah. I'm
trying to think if I've seen that in any other kids' media, that specific trope of like someone just like, not even because they're like, oh, you're a people pleaser, do you need anything? But just like, oh, you need something? And then the people pleaser being like, and I can't, like, I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah.
So good on you, Fraggle Rock.
Good on you.
Also, there's a bit where he's trying to talk. He's trying to say something, and she says, say it. And he says, it. And it's like, oh, you people pleaser. Come on, buddy.
So she gets him a moss pack, which we're going to see these a few more times in Fraggle Rock. It looks like an ice cream cone with moss instead of ice cream, and presumably is used to treat pain.
It's like a poultice.
Yeah, because later we're going to see Traveling Matt mistake a literal ice cream cone for a moss pack. So that's just some more Fraggle culture for you.
She puts it on his head, even though the boulder was pinning his stomach down.
Yeah.
I wondered if it was supposed to be like the equivalent of an ice pack, maybe, or I don't know if it's like medicine, or if it's just left kind of vague and we just realize it's got some kind of healing property, or at least aiding property.
Yeah, presumably heating, because Traveling Matt is like, the silly thing didn't even keep my head warm.
Oh, yeah. Huh. Cool.
So Wembley goes to start talking to his quote-unquote friends about this cool person he met, and they're immediately trying to be like, and Mokey, which, good lord. Is it just me, or did Mokey lay on the, like, beneficial condescension just extra thick this episode?
Mokey is peak steamroller in this episode of, like, we've seen her before not take other people's feelings into consideration, not asking them what they feel, not asking them what they need, just assuming she knows what's up, and will take it from here in order to help them. She's doing it again, sure enough. And, like, okay, as soon as Wembley uses the pronoun her to describe his new friend, Mokey immediately is like, her? Oh, you must be in love. Like, even for 1983, that is some
aggressive heteronormativity. Hey, Jinx.
It made me think of the movie When Harry Met Sally, of like the whole idea of like men and women can't be friends, which I think came out after this episode. But also Wembley has female friends. Like, yeah, it's not like, hey Mokey, I'm gonna go hang out with Red, and Mokey's like, oh, do you love Red? We don't get that at all, and so it's such weird energy.
Yeah,
to suddenly see.
Yeah, it really just feels like Mokey is like I don't know, feeling like she wants to live vicariously through other people, and so she's decided she's just going to impose this narrative onto Wembley for her own enjoyment. And Wembley, like, Wembles into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's a trip because you see he's not just giving up control of his time, he's giving up control of his own internal narrative.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, this one, have you ever been in the situation where you've made a new friend and you have such powerful emotions for them that you don't know if you have a crush on them or not, or if you just think that they're like an amazing person? Because that's certainly been a thing I've experienced a lot.
I'm polyamorous. That's like not quite my default state, but very close.
It was an emotion I felt like I had especially a lot when I was younger, where sometimes if I just met a person I really clicked with, I would just immediately assume like crush. And you know, sometimes it definitely was a crush, but other times I was like, oh no, I really like being around this person platonically, but I have such intense feelings for them that I misinterpret them as a crush. So in that sense, that part I was like, I kind of get this, but also Mokey is doing all of the misleading here, and so it's not that Wembley like is having that crisis on his own. It's kind of implemented on him a little bit.
It's funny, actually. I have a whole series of friends that when we first met, we sort of tried dating and then realized that didn't work and had that moment of like, oh no, we just like being around each other and feel comfortable around each other. Let's just do the friend thing. And it's so nice.
Yeah. Friendship is nice.
It's really pleasant. Having friends, 10 out of 10. Having friends who reach for you and invest in you, 12 out of 10.
That's the good stuff.
Highly recommend.
14 out of 10 with rice. Okay, so she decides to take him to the trash heap. And did anybody else get faked out here?
What do you mean?
Because they were like, which love potion do you want? And Trash Heap's like, oh, we're gonna get the real one. And I'm like, love potion number 9? Isn't that song copyrighted? And then the Trash Heap was like, love potion number 9. And I was like, oh my god, are they just gonna sing the song? And then they sing a completely different song that is also about love potion number 9, but has this very similar vibe and backing track. It's like love potion number 9 and then the cover you ordered on Wish.
That's a good comparison. That's a really good comparison.
Thank you.
Which, okay, let's talk about the fact that Marjory has at least 27 love potions? What the heck?
Do you not?
Also, where did she get this? Did she make the love potion out of compost?
Yeah, what ingredients are in this, and are they toxic?
Valid questions all.
Because up till now, she just has doled out advice, whether it's been good advice or bad advice. But this is the first time, like, she's had magic almost, right? Unless I'm forgetting something else. Is this... I keep, like, asking you in these episodes, Beth, like, is this something we're going to see more of? But honestly, like, are we going to see this more?
This is the first time we see her give an item. It will not be the last time we see her give an item. It is the first time we see her give a magical item. I don't remember off the top of my head if it's the last or not. But there will be more magic down the road.
Okay.
Rad.
As
long as there's no Yu-Gi-Oh.
As long as there's no Yu-Gi-Oh?
Well, it's magic, but there's not you know what? Don't worry about it. Good joke, Adam. Thanks, Adam.
Oh, card games. I was thinking of Yu-Gi-Oh, the anime, and I was like, is there a magic anime? There's what? Anyway.
Oh my god, that's brilliant, though. There so should be. Holy mackerel. I would watch that.
I was also going to say, there was another song, which I think, is it just entitled Just a Little Wimp?
I liked that song. Where
Mokey has gotten into Wembley's head and he's just he has this moment of like, do I love her? I don't know. And then he sings a song about how he's just a little wimp. Why would someone love just a little wimp?
Yeah.
He's just a little guy. It's his first day. Just a little guy.
Yeah. I don't have much else to say on this song. It's a little nice song. You know, it's Wembley.
Yeah.
Being Wembley.
And, you know, we do see it come back later with in a much nicer, happier tone and lyrics. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, real quick. In the scene where Wembley is going back and forth between Mokey being like, he's in love, and Gobo being like, no, he's not. In the background of this scene, we see a doozer drive by, stops by Mokey, who has set down her cup of paint for this painting that she's working on. The doozer picks up the cup of red paint with his machine thingy and drives away. And then later we see another doozer, can't tell if it's the same one or not, carrying it by on a dolly, and then later another doozer drives by, deposits the little jar of red paint back where it came from, and rolls away, and Mokey never notices it was missing.
Whoa. I noticed her putting it down on the doozer's little truck and them driving away with it, but I must have been too swept up with the rest of the scene because I didn't notice its transition all the way back to Mokey at the end.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I had to rewind several times.
I caught it at the end. I didn't see the middle part. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No seams in the world building.
Like, that feels so... It's so unnecessary to everything else happening in the scene. She could have just put her paint down at the start and it could have just stayed there. But instead they're like, hey, what if the doozers take it and then bring it back to her throughout this entire scene? It's wonderful.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really good.
So up in the workshop, Gobo accidentally sets off Doc's burglar alarm.
And he's like, oh, it works. Wonder what tricked it.
And it just accidentally electrocutes Gobo in the process.
He did I couldn't tell if he got electrocuted because it was so quick. And then Gobo wasn't just like, oh, that was shocking or, something. So I couldn't tell if it actually did electrocute him or not. That's wild. Also, in a previous episode, we have this puppetry moment with Sprocket getting pulled in the air by a rope, and we kind of get it again here, except this time he's like pulled all the way up into the air and Doc has to pull him back down.
Yeah, all in one shot.
Yeah, they definitely just like clamp the mouth and just let go of the puppet and let it get pulleyed up.
But there's so much momentum from him getting pulled up on the rope that it looks like Sprocket's kind of flailing around a little bit.
Yeah, and he's still like, the puppeteer's still making the voice. And then like Sprocket goes all the way back down and then pops up again, which is how you know they're like, no, we gotta get my arms back in the dang thing.
Yeah.
You ever think about how cool it is that humans evolved to be one of the most dexterous, like we have one of the most dexterous appendages in the animal kingdom, and we use it to tell little stories. Like this thing that was like, oh yes, we can get the berries, is now just like, ho, this little sock friend is having troubles.
Well, now I'm gonna think about it that way. Aw. I'm thinking specifically of the puppeteer who got like Instagram famous for doing just like, what is it called with that style of puppetry where your hand is the character? Like, one finger is the head and the other fingers are the arms and legs.
No clue.
Neurodivergence.
And then they got him to feature on the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance.
That's amazing.
They brought him on to do that style of puppetry, and
I love it when people include people like that. It makes me so happy. I don't know if y'all have seen the second, if y'all have seen Across the Spider-Verse yet.
Oh, not yet.
Yeah, I know what you're referencing.
All I will say is there, you know what, actually, I don't want to spoil it. You really need to go see it, Beth.
I know.
It's very good.
I can't even say it for the rest of the people because you're the editor. Okay, whatever. Move on. Go see it. It's streaming now. You can get it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I may have seen the thing that you're talking about across my Facebook feed, but yeah.
Legos.
Oh, no, different thing. Okay.
Great.
Moving
on. So he gets this love potion. He and Mokey are in the Gorg's garden, and Mokey just won't shut up about this love narrative. And so Junior catches them, and Junior catches Wembley, not the loud one. And I think this is the first time we actually hear Junior talk about all the stuff he's going to do.
Yes.
'Cause he's like, oh, I know all sorts of weird ways to hurt a Fraggle. And I'm like, that? Okay, dang.
Yeah. So he talks about all the ways he's going to hurt the Fraggle, and then the potion starts to take effect, and it starts transitioning into, and then I'm going to pat your head, and I'm going to kiss you nighty-night.
Is the love potion just tailored to Wembley? Because he inhales it both later in the episode and also like with Junior, and it doesn't seem to have any effect on him whatsoever. It's just everyone else around him.
Right.
That was my reading.
Yeah.
I guess it does it, and there's maybe not a narrative reason for it besides,
trash heap magic.
Everyone, this episode's called We Love You, Wembley. But that was something that I noticed.
Yeah. So he uses the potion to get free from Junior Gorg and tells him to, drop him in the well, which leads to the Fraggle Pond. So he splashes in the pond, but then the potion seeps into the pond and everyone smells it and is affected by it.
Which I don't have a good read on this thematically. I don't understand exactly what this is supposed to symbolize or mean.
Which part?
So that we're looking at the theme of like people pleasing and recovering from people pleasing and setting your own boundaries and like investing in people who invest in you and having people invest in you when you're used to only investing in other people. And I'm trying to figure out how accidentally making an entire community worship you fits in with that. And I'm having trouble making A talk to B.
So when we were writing the 40 years later reviews for Tough Pigs, this was one that I wrote. And it's not just about people pleasing. It's about, like you said, boundaries and personal autonomy.
Mm-hmm.
And what it looks like when you voluntarily have a lack of boundaries, whether through people pleasing or, just wanting people to like you. And also what it looks like when you can't enforce your boundaries because other people are just trampling over them and a lack of autonomy is almost forced upon you.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Fraggles are all affected by the love potion and they're singing this reprise of Love Potion number 9, the air goes fuchsia and all of their pupils contract, which I think is a really important difference because if it were legit attraction, we would see dilated pupils.
Mm-hmm.
But the contracted pupils really makes it seem like they are under a curse.
Mm-hmm.
And, they lighten it up with this, they're all falling in love with Wembley. Red says, darling, and Mokey says, beloved. Goba says, sweetheart. And Boober says, sugar lips. And that is a great line.
It is.
And it is also terrifying because they're all singing to Wembley and hoisting them up. And he shouts, why am I letting them do this to me? Thereby stumbling into the whole dang point.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I letting them do this to me? Which he could have been saying from the very beginning. But now it's come to such an intense degree that now he's finally able to realize the horror of what it could mean if no one were listening to what he wanted.
Yeah.
Thank you. That makes so much more sense now. I really appreciate that.
Yay.
That's a good summation, yeah. I grew up listening to the actual song Love Potion number 9. For whatever reason, my mom would sing it all the time. It was just a classic in our household. And it's one of those things from, sometimes there's something from your childhood and you hold on to it with nostalgia. And then you grow up and you revisit it and you're like, man, this is a really messed up piece of media that was in my life.
I haven't heard it in ages.
It's a weird song. It's very similar to, I guess, the conceit of this part of the episode where it's like the guy, except it's the guy in the song takes the love potion, and then there's a line about how he just starts kissing everything in sight. And it's like, and there's also some, I want to say, language in it that also has not aged very well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. But also, like, he loses the bottle after he kisses a cop.
And then the cop breaks the bottle, and
wow.
I don't know, it's one of those things where I was like, why did we like this song so much when I was a kid?
I mean, if you ignore the lyrics, it's a bop.
Right,
sure.
Exactly.
That goes for so many songs out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll talk a bit in the next episode next week about how I remembered a lot about that one. This one I didn't remember anything about it, and I had the moment where Marjory was finding the love potion, and she goes, love potion number 9, and I go, I also thought that they were just gonna start singing the song,
mm-hmm.
but, it makes sense that they have their own song, because that's how the music works for this show for the most part. But yeah, it was strange, but I do really appreciate you also, because I also couldn't figure out, like, this one brief moment, which after the love potion wears off, everyone moves on from loving up on Wembley so fast. I couldn't figure out what the meaning behind it was in the grand scheme of the episode. So thank you for summing up your review of the episode.
Yeah, there's also a little detail that I think is important, is that while under the influence of the potion, the one person to actually ask Wembley, oh, what can I do for you, oh love of my life, is Junior Gorg. because he is so conditioned to do things for other people.
Huh.
Oh, hey.
And the Fraggles are conditioned to do things for themselves.
Interesting. I think it's a trip that the love potion even gets the doozers.
Yes.
Oh, does it?
Mhm.
I missed that.
Yeah, they start singing along.
And they sing along to Wembley No. 9, which is like another interspecies song, granted under terrible circumstances, but still counts.
So yeah, when the love potion wears off, one of the doozers is like, wow, what was that all about? And the other one's like, faulty air vent. Back to work.
Yeah, I liked that line. That was good.
Yeah.
Just, clear technical explanation for this. Resume functions.
Everyone moves on pretty quickly from it, and this instance doesn't really seem to get brought up again by anybody for the rest of the episode.
Yeah, or the rest of the series.
They don't want it. They're like, let's not talk about that. Let's just all agree that it didn't happen.
That never happened.
We don't have to get into it. Why would we need to get into it? It's fine. It's fine. But there's this really great moment where he like finally stands up to them. Is like, look, none of you ever asked me what I need. You just sort of put your needs onto me. And Mokey has the most Mokey line of, oh, well, we didn't mean to do all that, but you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy, you sure did it.
You know, we've talked about intent versus impact before on this show, and that's the clearest cut version of it, where it's like, oh, we didn't mean to, but you did.
You did that. You did that thing.
Yeah.
And then he goes off with Lou, and it's really sweet because he's like, no, I just want to hang out with you.
Mm-hmm.
You're cool and you make me feel good.
It's the sweetest moment.
And they sing the song.
They sing a reprise of the song. Yeah.
So I will say that when I was writing the review for this episode, the page for Lou was summed up saying that Wembley gets a crush on her. And because I signed up to have a Muppet Wiki account to edit things, I was like, no. And I edited it to be a little clearer that Mokey is the one that convinces Wembley that what he's feeling is love.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got changed back with the feedback like, oh, the old wording was clearer. And I was like,
wrong.
I am digging my heels in on this one. And I used my own article as justification to be like, we do not get to make that decision for Wembley any more than Mokey does. The entire point of the episode is that he is the only one who knows what he's feeling. He gets to decide that. And at no point does he say, I have romantic feelings for Lou. So we are not allowed to make that judgment call for him.
Mm-hmm.
Did your edit stick the second time?
It did.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to be like, I know a couple of the people over there, and so...
Right, exactly.
I'm so glad to hear Lou comes back.
Yeah.
I really like her. She's cool.
Then we go back to Doc and Sprocket, which we didn't mention earlier that Doc leaves Sprocket earlier because doesn't Schimmelfinny calls him because the hot dog man is down the street or something?
Oh, right.
He's like, hey, hot tip, hot dog man showed up.
I don't know, we don't get a ton on Schimmelfinny and Doc's relationship, but I do like these little glimpses where one of them's gonna call the other one to be like, hey, the hot dog man's back.
Yeah.
What a bro. It's the old person equivalent of, hey man, the ice cream truck's here.
Yeah. But Doc brings Sprocket back a hot dog, which I don't remember Sprocket's exact order. It was
2 hot dogs, no onions.
That's it. And the chandelier has fallen on Sprocket, but Sprocket's fine with it because he's fast asleep, as he was at the start of the episode.
Fully conked out. Yep.
Yeah. Behind every good dog, there's a hot dog.
Hardy har har. Anything else on this episode?
It's talking about the mid-season break in shooting, which we already know about. So this is officially the second half of season 1.
Oh, I guess because we've recorded some episodes out of order, and we're not going to get it till the following week, but we do touch on that episode, and we should touch here that Gobo has a haircut at this point.
Yes.
And we see his hat, which we'll talk a bit about in the next episode. Because, this is episode 13, and it's the reset of the first season, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And we don't see Ma Gorg in this episode, but she will get her redesign in the next one.
She gets a makeover.
And you've mentioned Sprocket also got a little bit of a tune-up, right? Yeah.
A little bit of a touch-up.
You want to hear about the international versions?
Yes, always.
All right, in the French version, in his latest attempt to impress Madame Pontavin, Doc researches her lineage in a book of peerage, hoping to recreate her family crest. He uses Croquette in the endeavor while ignoring his dog's own needs by having him steady ladders, fetch tools, and even pose with a cumbersome horn so Doc can paint the unicorn on the crest. A phone call from a man asking to use Croquette for commercial purposes reminds Doc of how important his canine friend is to him. Meanwhile, in a postcard similar to the North American version, Uncle Matt discovers ice cream. Instead of using it as his personal moss pack, however, he generously plants a scoop on the head of the nearest man and ends up fleeing from an angry crowd. All right. In the UK version, the captain is doing the washing. He can't hang it outside because the last time he did, the Coast Guard thought it was an SOS. When Gobo enters outer space, the captain drops a discarded washing cloth on him. Gobo uses this to his advantage when Sprocket comes by pretending to be a ghost. Mrs. Wiggett calls the captain to say she's coming over to bring him a steak and kidney pie. This makes him believe she wants to propose to him. Meanwhile, Uncle Matt has lost his bearings, discovers Nelson's column in Trafalgar Square, and begins to climb the statue. A bobby picks him up after Matt falls, but is unable to help him find his bearings. Back in the lighthouse, Mrs. Wiggett calls again, this time to say her poodle is feeling ill and she can't leave her. But the steak and kidney pie is still waiting for the captain and Sprocket on the mailboat.
Mm-hmm.
And in the German version, the scenes with Doc and Sprocket use the same storyline. In Matt's postcard, Uncle Matt tries to make contact with various statues, and in some cases tries to duplicate them to put them more at ease. This postcard would later be used in the Canadian and UK versions of the episode The Secret of Convincing John. Okay.
Interesting. Shall we talk about how to make the world a little fragglier? I got one. Is Ernest, though.
Go for it.
We like Ernest here.
Invest in the people who invest in you. Don't pour from an empty cup, and if you keep putting energy into someone and keep not getting energy back, unless that person is like your child, but if you keep putting energy into a peer and you keep not getting energy back, don't put energy into them. Put energy into reach for the people who are reaching for you. Put energy into the people who are putting energy into you. It's so much better.
Heck yes.
I will say, don't trust love potions that you find in the garbage. It's probably not the best life choice.
Oh. If you want to make a painting with a rock in it, and you live in a system of caves, go find your own dang rock, Mokey. Okay. End notes. Thank the guest. Thank you, invisible guest.
You're welcome.
Is Goofy our guest?
Nope. I'm the knockoff. Gorfy.
Gorfy?
How did I know you were going to say Gorfy?
Gorfy. Thanks for speaking me into existence.
Oh no.
Oh no, we've created him with our imaginations.
Okay. Thanks, Gorfy. Go do whatever it is you do.
Well, when the joke ends, I'm gonna resolve back into non-existence. Goodbye. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry.
Hey, listeners, if this is your first time listening...
Hi!
Hi! Welcome!
We haven't greeted you at all. It's your first time here.
We're so glad you're here. Make sure to check out toughpigs.com. We would love it if you gave us a good review. And you can find me on social media at Beth Anna Cook and occasionally writing on Tough Pigs.
You can find me at Geek Girl Grown Up, mostly just on Instagram these days. JuliaGaskill.com for some poetry, if that's your thing. And then also occasionally writing for Tough Pigs.
Yeah, I plugged my lo-fi album last time. This time, just don't perceive me. Don't perceive me.
Great. We all need to be not perceived once in a while.
It's so nice.
It's very nice.
Let my waveform uncollapse. I could be anywhere.
All right, that is it for this episode, and we will see you next time.
Don't forget to dance your cares away.
Down at Fraggle Talk.
Blah.
Fraggle Talk Classic is brought to you by toughpigs.com. Fraggle Talk art by Dave Hulteen Jr. The Fraggle Rock mark and logo, characters, and elements are trademarks of the Jim Henson Company. All rights reserved. The Fraggle Rock theme song, written by Philip Balsam and Dennis Lee, is used with permission. Special thanks to the Jim Henson Company and the entire Fraggle Rock family. For more from Tough Pigs, please find us at Tough Pigs on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, TeePublic, and Patreon. Fraggle Talk Classic is produced and edited by me, Beth Cook. Thank you to Joe Hennis, the Tough Pigs Muppet Fan Podcast executive producer. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time, down at Fraggle Talk.
Literally falls and is trapped by a boulder. You saw it here. Fraggle Rock predicted 127 hours.
I'm glad that it didn't have the same outcome.
Yep.
So fun fact, actually, the original script draft of this episode had that, and they had to cut it because the network was like, why would you put this on a children's show?
Just Wembley sawing off his own arm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's not true. Just to be clear, that is not a true thing.